have seen two Bhagavat Rupa, which is Varaha and Narasimha. We have seen one Linga that has been placed by Rakshasas, which is Satyanatha Linga. And we have seen one teertha or Sarovara, which has been created by Varaha, which is Ananta Sarovara. Now, this Kanchi kshetra has so many teerthas, among which there are five teerthas which are very famous, among which one we saw, which is Ananta Teertha, Ananta Sarovara. Now there are four more: Garuda Teertha, Siddha Teertha, Kayarohana Teertha and Gridha Teertha. Garuda Teertha. Narada says this Garuda Teertha has a very big story. You may think, you thought he will complete in 1 hour. Now time is going on. Varadaraja has still not come. The story which is inclined towards Varadaraja is itself not come. You are again telling about one more Teertha. The story which comes with Varadaraja, or why Varadaraja came there, comes for tomorrow's lecture. So in today's lecture we are going to see about these three Teerthas from here. There is a Teertha called Garuda Teertha. So once there were two rishis, Suyaja and Yajaka. These two rishis, they were brothers actually. Suyaja Yajakaru is what together we call them, Suyaja and Yajaka. Narada says, I will tell you about the interesting story about this Suyaja and Yajaka. So these two Brahmanas once went as a Rutvik to perform a yaga, which is Ashwamedha Yaga, at a place whose king was Puranjaya. So this Puranjaya was a king and he was performing Ashwamedha Yaga. And he invited these two Rishis, Suyaja and Yajakaru, as his Rutvijas. Someone who performs an yaga, yajna, is called a Yajamana. The one who makes this Yajamana perform the yajna is called a Rutvija or Rutvik. These Suyaja and Yajaka go there. The elder one was Suyaja and the younger one was Yajaka among these two brothers. So the elder one became a Brahma Rutvik and the younger one became a Adhvarya Rutvik. So this Adhvarya Rutvik is known to get a lot of dakshina, a lot of wealth in return for performing the yajna in those days. So the Brahma Rutvik was the elder one, Suyaja. The yajna completed as per the blessing of the god. It took place with very much neatly, without any struggle. But after the yajna, these Rishis Suyaja and Yajaka, they got a bag full of dakshina, wealth which was given to them. Suyaja got a bag. Here Yajaka also got a bag. They got their bag. They packed everything. Now they are returning back to their own hermitage. On the way they crossed a forest. There they stopped to take rest. There the Suyaja thought, the elder one thought, Yajaka, you were the Adhvarya Rutvik. So Raja Puranjaya would have given more, maybe a gold coin or whatever the wealth it was to you than for me, because I was Brahma Rutvik. But as per the rule, I am the elder one, you are the younger one. So I am the one who should receive more dakshina. So let us exchange our bags, says Suyaja. Yajaka thought for a second. See, I did what was given to me as a job. So as I did a perfect job, I was given dakshina. Why should it be the case that we should exchange it between ourselves? Thought Yajaka, and he said this. So there happened a Vakyartha, a worldly battle, just with words, with Suyaja and Yajaka at first. But after some time, this got heated up. He said one thing, this guy said one thing. So that became a heated argument. Suyaja, who was the elder one, he lost his temper. So within seconds, he took the teertha which was in his kamandala and he sprinkled on Yajaka and said, and gave a curse, and he cursed him. At the same time when Suyaja was doing this, Yajaka also did the same thing. He too took the teertha from his kamandala and sprinkled on Suyaja and said and cursed. Now due to the curse which was given by Suyaja, Yajaka died. Due to the curse which was given by Yajaka, Suyaja died. See, someone's heated argument is what when I see heated argument between two people. That is why it is better that we see from long distance and we do not enter the fight, because we don't know at to the what stage it may reach. Here also these brahmanas, due to the curse which were given to one another by each another, both of them fell dead to the ground. Now these two Jivas, Suyaja and Yajaka, they were Brahmanas. So they got Brahmahatya. This Brahmahatya is a particular form of sin which is generally acquired by someone who kills a Brahmana. In those days, even the Raja did not have an authority to kill the Brahmana. So in case the Brahmana did something, the punishment which was given to the Brahmana was nearest to the killing, but not a killing. That means not such a sentence, death sentence was never given to Brahmanas. But these Brahmanas, they killed one another. So both of them got Brahmahatya. Both of them got Bhratrahatya, killing their own brothers. Both of them got Bhratrahatya. Now due to the curse that was on these both, one was born as an elephant and the other one was born as a tortoise or a turtle. They both lived at a particular place. The elder one was born as a turtle and the younger one was born as an elephant. Both the Suyaja and Yajaka, born and animals, they lived one lived in a pond and the other one lived in a forest for a very long time. So once this elephant was very thirsty. So in order to drink water, it came to the pond. Now you may think, madam, you are telling about Gajendra Moksha, just swapping this crocodile with a tortoise. But here the story says like this. So, as per our Puranas, everything that has happened is an itihasa, I would say. It is not a fantasy. Our Puranas are not fantasy elements which are just an imagination. That is why I am strongly against calling our Puranas and itihasas as mythology. It is not a myth, it is our history, it is our itihasa. So this turtle lived in the pond, this elephant lived in the forest. So the elephant was thirsty, it came to drink water. Unknowingly the elephant stepped on the turtle itself. This turtle that could have easily escaped under the water, but it did not want, it wanted revenge. It got hold of elephant's feet. Now elephant's feet was completely held in the mouth of tortoise. At the same time, there is one more incident happening here. There was Garuda. So who is Garuda? Garuda is Kashyapa's son. We all know. Among the 13 wives of Kashyapa, the famous story we know which comes in the Adi Parva of Mahabharata. Kadru and Vinata were two of the wives. Kashyapa's wife Kadru gave birth to snakes. Kashyapa's wife Vinata gave birth to two people in the form of eggs. So this first egg which was broken so fastly by Vinata because she couldn't wait to give birth to a son was Aruna. Then the second son of Vinata and Kashyapa is Garuda. This Kadru and Vinata had a fight amongst each other. So at the end of the fight, Vinata had a curse. So to relieve his mother Vinata from the curse, Garuda went to Devaloka to bring Amrita. This Garuda, who was bringing Amrita, he saw these two animals fighting for each other's lives, tortoise and elephant. So these two were fighting. He was very hungry. He straightly came there and held or captured one animal, which is an elephant, in its beak or beak, what you call the beak that a bird has. So he got hold of elephant in its beak and he got hold of the tortoise in its legs through his feet. He caught the elephant and the tortoise and he again started to fly. He has to find some place to go and sit there and eat. Just imagine how big Garuda should be to just lift an elephant and fly. If such big eagles are present now, we all will not be going and roaming in the streets today. Garuda is of all the Pakshis, so he has such strength. Now Garuda, who is holding these two animals, flew for some time. In the middle, he found a big banyan tree. So this banyan tree was very strong. So on one branch of the banyan tree, he rested along with these animals. But under the branch of the banyan tree were Valakilyas, two rishis, who were staunchly performing penance. This Garuda first he did not see what was under the branch. But as he sat on the branch, due to the weight of Garuda, Amrita, elephant and tortoise, the branch within minutes it broke from the main trunk of the tree. Now then he saw that there are rishis sitting under the branch. So if the branch falls on the rishis, they will die. So in order to protect them, he transferred the elephant which he was holding in his beak to his leg. So in the leg itself, now he is holding, in its feet itself, now he is holding both the animals. With the beak, he caught hold of the falling branch. Again he started to fly. So with the beak, Amrita and those animals, he flew for a long distance towards the samudra, towards the ocean. There he threw the branch of the banyan tree so that it does not hurt anyone. So the banyan tree fell to the samudra. So after that, here again Garuda has to fly back to the place where he was. On the way of flying, as Garuda was very hungry too, losing the grip, these two animals fell to the ground, both tortoise and elephant. Garuda thought, why should I go find some place and then go and eat them there? Let me eat them here itself. So fastly, with so much of speed, rapidly Garuda landed there at the place where these animals fell from his feet and started to eat them. He almost ate half of the body. That is when those animals started to talk. They told, Garuda, do not eat me. We are not animals, we are Brahmanas. Hearing this word, Garuda got terrified. What are you telling? You are looking like a tortoise and an elephant. You are telling you are a Brahmana. How should I believe this? Asks Garuda. That is when those animals say, no, we are actually Suyaja and Yajaka. Due to a foolish act which had been done by us, we are now in this place as tortoise and elephant. We have Brahmahatya and Ratrahatya upon us. We ourselves are not knowing how to get rid of it. Yeah, but you have come at the right time. You are the one who should actually save us from this shapa, from the curse that we have. You should make us get rid of this, says those animals. Garuda thought, okay. At one point, I'll agree that you are Brahmanas. How come after all these years you came to know about to whom you were in the previous birth? These years you were living happily as tortoise and elephant. But suddenly how come you came to know about this? Garuda was completely confused. Now I ate these animals. These are Brahmanas. That too I ate at a place which looks like an auspicious place. Now I will also get Brahmahatya by eating these animals. They also have Brahmahatya and Ratrahatya. So by eating them, their dosha will also transfer to me. What can I do? So completely thinking of this, Garuda calls his father Kashyapa Rishi. So as soon as Garuda remembers and reminisces of his father Kashyapa appears there. Now do not ask me how did Kashyapa immediately emerge there. How did he came? Did he have a magic power? That is the power of penance that those rishis had in those days. That is not a magical power. That is the power they acquired by doing a lot of penance. That is completely different. So Kashyapa came there. Now Kashyapa, Garuda says, I have half eaten these two animals who are actually not animals but Brahmanas. Now what should I do? That is when Kashyapa says, first I will answer the question, how these animals got to know that they were Brahmanas in their previous birth. Garuda, you have half eaten these animals, but do you know in which place you are standing? This is a Kanchi kshetra. You are standing near the Varaha Valmika where Varaha came there and the Hastigiri is created. You are standing near the place where Varaha Guha is there. The cave which was created by Varaha is there. You are standing near the place place where Narasimha is present. So due to the fact that you are present in a place where it's the most auspicious place and your sadhana gets multiplied, you have eaten these animals, half eaten these animals, and by giving annadana to you, these animals got remembered of their previous birth. Says Kashyapa. Garuda thought, that is okay, but what about my situation? I have eaten them and I have acquired this all these dosha which they were attributed to. So what should I do? That is when Kashyapa says, now I will get you relief of this. Kashyapa, with the tapashakti, power of penance that he had, he creates a pond, he creates a teertha, and with so many mantras, he makes Garuda take a dip in that teertha, and Garuda gets relieved of the curse or the dosha or a flaw that is attached to him for eating these animals who were actually Brahmanas. Garuda got relieved, he came out of the pond. These animals, they were sympathetically watching Garuda. They say, you have to protect us. Garuda also developed a sympathy towards these animals. He thought, he asked his father Kashyapa, you have relieved me out of the flaw that is attributed to me. Please do something so that these animals also get rid of their curse. That is when Kashyapa thinks, Brahma Hatya is one such thing which cannot be relieved from, which is so much attached to the person who does it. But Kashyapa here, he searches all the shastras and then he finds a way. So he places or does the pratisthapana of two lingas, one on one side of the Garuda Tirtha and the another one on another side of the Garuda Tirtha. So on one side of the Garuda Tirtha, where the linga placement is done, pratisthapana is done, Kashyapa takes the elephant and Kashyapa with so many mantras and particular procedures relieves the Brahma Hatya that is associated with that elephant and makes the elephant take a dip at the pond. That is when the Brahma Hatya on the elephant gets relieved, and the linga that gets pratisthapana by Kashyapa was called Gajeshwara. So it relieved the shapa of Gaja. It was called Gajeshwara, the linga. It is a big temple today where you can take a look at a darshan of Gajeshwara, Lord Shiva residing there. On the other side of the pond, he again placed one more Shivalinga. There's a lot of puja there, and with mantras and taking a dip at the river, at the pond which was created by him, he relieves the tortoise from its shapa, from its curse. That linga is called Kachapeshwara. Kachapa is a turtle or tortoise. So that linga which relieved the Kashyapa from its curse was called Kachapeshwara. After doing this, those two Brahmanas, they got relieved from the curse, and this and for getting relieved from entire Brahma Hatya that they had created. See, by just doing one sadhana, this Brahma Hatya does not go from anyone's head. But here Kashyapa says, even though they have done this worship, now they are just eligible to get relieved from Brahma Hatya. But the complete Brahma Hatya, if it has to go, they have to do one more thing. That is when Kashyapa says, near this place, Garuda Tirtha, there is one more Tirtha. And that Tirtha is called Siddha Tirtha. This was the Tirtha in which Indra took a bath, Indra took a dip to get relieved of the Brahma Hatya that was associated to him. There was an asura called Pakasura. Now, to do the samhara or to destroy this Pakasura, Indra needed Vajrayudha. To get the Vajrayudha, Indra had to kill Dadichi Rishi, who was a Brahmana. So Indra was associated with Brahma Hatya. And that Brahma Hatya, Indra got relieved from it by taking a bath at a Tirtha called Siddha Tirtha, which is very near to this Garuda Tirtha. You both, elephant and tortoise, go there and take a bath, you will get relieved from there, from this Brahma Hatya, says Kashyapa. That is when, after taking a dip at those, at that teertha, Siddha teertha, which is also in the vicinity of Garuda teertha, those two Brahmanas get relieved from their thirst. This particular story briefly gives us the importance of why we should take a bath at the teerthas. When we take a dip at river Ganga or any teertha or sarovar of the temple, our sins are destroyed, so that, as I said earlier, we get a hurdle-free path in the path of sadhana. That is why when we visit kshetras, we should not, generally today's age what happens is, when someone visits a kshetra, they go and stay in a hotel room, they take bath at the hotel bathroom, and they go and visit a temple. Though at least this act will again definitely accelerate the towards their sadhana process, it will be very much important, and it will be very much needed for our path towards sadhana if we take a dip at the teerthas, that are auspicious waters that are present in those kshetras. By saying this, Narada says, I'll tell you about two more teerthas. With these two more teerthas, I will stop with today's lecture. I will not drag it after this. Then tomorrow we will see why Varadaraja came there. So Narada says there is a teertha called Kayarohana teertha. Vasishta's and Vishwamitra's battle is very common, everyone knows. So there was a king called Trishanku. This Trishanku, though he was dharmic, he had one unique desire. He wanted to go to Swargaloka with the body that he has. So, with the Swasharira, with the body of this world, you cannot go to Swargaloka. But he decided for that. He wanted to go to Swargaloka as he was in the world today. So he went, he asked to Vasishta Rishi to perform a yaga so that he can go like this straightly to Swargaloka. Vasishta said, these shortcuts cannot be done. I cannot perform this yaga. This is against the norms. That is when this Trishanku, he went and asked to perform the yaga to Vasishta's sons. But they too told, no, this is against the norms. I will not be agreeing. We will not be agreeing to it. We will not do this. But this Trishanku, when they said no to Trishanku, he got angry. He was infuriated. He started to curse and say bad mouth about those sons of Vasishta. The sons of Vasishta thought, this guy is talking so much, let us get rid of him. They cursed him immediately. He got cursed. Due to the curse, he became a Chandala. His entire kingdom, people of his kingdom started to avoid him. His family avoided him. They thought that all those inauspiciousness happening in the kingdom is because of him. So they threw him out of the kingdom. Not knowing where to go, he was completely roaming from mountains to mountain, valleys to valley, plates to plates, holding a plate in his hand. He had nothing now. But on the way, he came to the ashrama of Vishwamitra. Now there he saw Vishwamitra completely immersed in penance to reach the position of Brahmarshitva. Now Vishwamitra was a born Kshatriya to Gadiraja. But as Gadiraja's wife and Ruchika's wife swapped the prasada of the Homa, Vishwamitra was destined to become Brahmana, destined to become Brahmarushi. So he was trying very hard doing penance at a place. Now this man, Trishanku, came there. Trishanku completely fell to the feet of Vishwamitra. Trishanku said, please protect me. I have no other option. Vishwamitra got sympathy towards that king who completely looked like he had some weird problem with him. So Vishwamitra said, okay, let me try. That is when, with the power of penance that he had, he tried to send that king to Swargaloka. Swargaloka, he saw this guy coming. He knew that this guy is coming with the original Sharira body that he has in this world. So from there he kicked him out. Straightly from the Swargaloka, this man Trishanku came and fell at a Homakunda. So the place where the sacrificial fire is lit and Homa is done is called a Homakunda. That was where Vishwamitra was doing this Homa to protect this Trishanku to go to the Swargaloka. But this guy Trishanku got kicked out of the Swargaloka, so came and straightly fall in the Homakunda itself, on the fire itself. Vishwamitra saw this. He would have burnt with fire. So he immediately with his mantra shakti changed the fire or converted the fire to water. So this teertha which was created by Vishwamitra to save the Trishanku was called Kayarohana Teertha. So that was a sacrificial fire. That fire was a fire of the Homakunda. So it got converted to water by Vishwamitra, who also has so much power of penance. And by falling on that teertha water now, Trishanku got rid of the curse which was given by the sons of Vasishtha. Then Trishanku, this teertha, by taking a dip at this teertha, Trishanku also got a very nice form and got rid of its weirdness. Now Vishwamitra, he created a Swarga-like thing and sent Trishanku there. So the place where Trishanku's Uddhara took place and a creation of pond took place, that teertha was called Kayarohana Teertha. Kaya is Sharira. So you reach the Swarga with the Sharira, with the same Sharira that is in this world. So that teertha was called Kayarohana Teertha. And after this, Narada says, this teertha is also in the vicinity of Kanchi kshetra, where taking a dip at this teertha, there are so many janmas, there are so many births which are associated to it in the future to come. So we will get reduced of those, says Narada. And after saying this, Ambarisha asks, you told me you will narrate the story of two teerthas. One is Kayarohana Teertha and the another one was Gridra Teertha. Now tell me, what is it? That is when Narada says, Gridra is vulture. So who is the famous vulture that you all know? So the famous vulture is Jatayu, right? Coming back to Ramayana, Rama went in search of the golden deer which was desired by Sita Devi. Lakshmana too followed him. That was when Ravana kidnapped Sita. This story everyone knows. Now, kidnapping Sita, Ravana's flying chariot, flying Ratha, met with an accident. It collided with Jatayu, an enormous, gigantic vulture. Gridra is vulture. Gridra Raja is the king of vultures, who was Jatayu at that time. Now this Jatayu saw his Sita Mata being kidnapped by Ravana. So Jatayu tried so much to fight, but Ravana cut its wings, so it fell to the ground. Now Rama, after knowing that Sita has been kidnapped, he is searching Sita and coming towards south, because all the indications show that Sita has been kidnapped towards the south. That is when Rama sees Jatayu. He hurriedly comes there, actually, to ask, did you see Sita? That is when actually Rama says, first to Lakshmana before coming near to Jatayu. Lakshmana, see there is a big vulture. Who knows, this vulture would have eaten Sita Devi. It's very big. Let me kill this vulture. When Rama says this, Jatayu says, oh Rama, do not kill me. I am not here almost dead for eating your wife. I am here because I tried to protect your wife Sita Devi. When Sita Devi has been kidnapped and was going in the flying chariot, I was the one who tried to protect her by destroying the chariot. See there, the pieces of the chariot, Ratha is there. See there, that's the Dvaja of the Ratha. See, the person who is killed there, he is the charioteer of Ravana. But But as I was fighting with that person, Ravana cut my wings. So I couldn't do anything. I am almost on the verge of dying. But I am very happy that, oh Supreme Lord, I had an opportunity to see you. That is when Rama, pleased by the seva that Jatayu had done, Rama does the uddhara or gives Jatayu moksha. This doesn't mean Jatayu directly attains moksha, but Jatayu gets a uttama janma, a very nice form in the next birth, so that he could do sadhana and attain moksha. And after the death of Jatayu, Rama said to Lakshmana, Lakshmana, I lost my father recently, but I couldn't do the final rites that as a elder son I had to do. But this Jatayu is like a father-like figure to me. So I need to do the final rites here. By saying this, Lakshmana lights up the fire and the final rites of Jatayu takes place. So before Jatayu moksha takes place, before he dies, there Rama creates a pond and sprinkles water on Jatayu so that this his form of vulture gets relieved. And that pond which was created by Rama, where Jatayu's moksha takes place, is Gridha teertha. So this Gridha teertha is also in the vicinity of Kanchi kshetra, because Rama is coming from the place where he was. Near the Ayodhya there was a forest, there he was. From there he has come now. So the Dandakaranya, and after all this he is going to Lanka. So on the way near the Kanchi kshetra, this takes place. And Rama stays there at that place for a long time of 4 months, they say in Ramayana. So that place where Rama stayed is called Vijayaraghavavana. This Vijayaraghavavana is a place in Kanchi kshetra. Of course, there is a temple there, and in the circumference of the temple there is this teertha called Gridha teertha. So by taking a dip at the temple and being in the place, this place is known to bestow us with ultimate salvation, moksha, because that Rama is the Supreme Lord who has, without any partiality, even the creature was vulture, if it has done a Bhagavat Seva, Bhagavan will definitely bless the vulture. Such is the Bhagavan, because he does not have any partiality. You are my friend, you are someone who is praising me, I will do favor to you, I will not do favor to them. The swabhava of the Bhagavanta's nature is such that he cannot even differentiate a person with a bird like vulture. By saying this, we have seen the 5 teerthas or sarovaras, the 3 places, namely Vruddhachala, Gadikadri and Vijayaraghavavana, 2 Bhagavat Rupas, namely Varaha and Narasimha, and 3 Shaiva Rupas or Lingas, namely Satyanatha Linga, Gajeshwara Linga and Kachapeshwara Linga today. So in tomorrow's lecture of this 3-day lecture, tomorrow's lecture we are going to see about why did Varadaraja came there, why did Brahma came there from Satyaloka, etc. Shri Krishna Arpanamastu.